Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, as promised, today we have yet another haul. I have been indulging in some serious retail therapy in the last month or so, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't regret it. Speaking of things that I could regret but don't, you may have noticed my hair looks a little bit shorter, and that is because I cut it myself. I might be completely insane for having decided to do this, but honestly, I was just so sick and tired of my hair and its scraggly ends, and I know that right now it's really difficult to get a hair appointment. Some salons are starting to open up here in Connecticut, but they're seeing very few appointments. And I don't know what came over me, but I just had the overwhelming confidence and desire to do it myself. I did enlist the help of my husband because I can't see the back of my head and I wanted to make sure that it was, you know, in a straight line. But I have to say, I'm overall pretty pleased with the end result. I feel like I didn't F it up too badly. It's like definitely not perfect, but like, you know, I didn't take off that much. So if I want to get a proper haircut in a month or two, like they can fix it. But at least for now, like I feel better, I feel lighter. It's just, it's a good situation. I wouldn't necessarily recommend you go out and do the same thing. I mean, proceed with caution. But yeah, clearly I've been making some bold decisions whilst in quarantine. On that note, let us get back to the reason that you are here, which is to see what I spent my money on. So this is going to be a collective haul. I picked up a few things from Sephora, as well as from a few other websites. There is one package that I don't have here to show you guys. It's in the mail, but I'm not sure when it's going to be delivered. It may still be another week or so, and quite frankly, I don't have the patience to wait any longer to bust into all of the rest of this stuff. So I'll just tell you guys about it at the end of this video, insert some pictures so you can see what I bought, but we'll have to like actually do some swatching and playing later on when that stuff comes in. So why don't we start out with what I bought from Sephora, because this stuff I have been waiting for, I think longer than anything else. I placed an order during the like spring VIB event that they had back in April, and I didn't get my products until I think last week sometime. And part of the issue is my own fault because I'm a dummy. My Flash subscription expired like a couple days before I placed my order, and I just didn't notice. I guess I was thinking with all of the pandemic stuff going on that maybe they weren't honoring Flash shipping, but no, they are. I just didn't have a subscription anymore because mine expired. And honestly, guys, I know this is a little tangential, but I think Flash is so 100% worth it. I've done it now for a few years, and every time I stop, I always end up paying for it again at some point in the future because it's just worth it. If you don't know what Flash shipping is, basically it's something you can add on to your Sephora account for $15 a year, and you get unlimited 2-day shipping on all of your purchases of any amount. Normally orders of $50 or more ship free, but that's just regular standard shipping, and that's basically what happened with everything that I've bought from Sephora recently. They all shipped standard, and it took me like 3 weeks to get my orders because of the delays, but people that have Flash shipping are still getting their orders in 2 days. And you could just buy like one thing for $20 and not have to pay an additional shipping fee. So honestly, really, I feel like if you order from Sephora often, it is 100% worth the investment. Anyway, let's get back to the beauty stuff. So the first thing that I bought, you guys already have seen because I just used it in my Ulta try-on video because I was just too excited to wait. And that is the Cosas Sun Show Moisturizing Baked Bronzer. I got this in the shade Light. If you haven't seen the try-on haul, I will link it up here for you guys so you can check it out. I'm actually wearing this bronzer today alongside a few other new products that I'm absolutely in love with. This is honestly a beautiful product. I'm really enjoying it so far. I think I probably should have gotten the medium shade because this one obviously is not really a bronzer tone on me. I'm definitely getting a little tan, and this is very similar to my natural skin tone. It's almost kind of like a slightly too deep highlight, but I'm not gonna lie, I have been really liking the way that it looks when I layer it over another bronzer. It just makes everything blend into my skin so seamlessly, and it gives such a beautiful, like, glassy glow to your cheeks. It's really stunning, and it's not patchy at all. Maybe if you had a shade that was too deep for your skin tone, it could look patchy, but this has been beautiful on me. Definitely happy that I picked this up. Now, I did order one other thing along with the bronzer during the Sephora VIB sale, and this one I feel mildly ashamed about. Like, you guys totally could give me a hard time for buying this, but YOLO. No regrets. That's gonna be the theme of this entire video. I couldn't help myself, you guys. I couldn't. I'm a weak soul. I had to buy another one of these Pat McGrath lip gloss trios. I have more lip gloss than I'm ever going to be able to use for the rest of my life. I know that. I did not need this. But you guys, this lip gloss formula is so freaking good. I couldn't resist. So this is a new set that just recently launched. They did have 2 other shade varieties available, and I had previously purchased the, I think, Skin Show Nudes version. But this is the Sunset Seduction Trio, and the shades in this are Love Potion, Sunset Rose, and Flesh 6. So these are completely different from the 3 shades that I already had. Now, I say that, and honestly, these tones aren't like that different from the ones that I have, but when you're a makeup lover, you understand that there's like 50 different tones of nude and 50 different tones of pink. So that's the lens we're gonna look at this purchase through. Now, I said this before when I picked up one of these gift sets last year, but they are a really good value, actually. One singular Pat McGrath, like, full-size lip gloss is $28. These little sets are $25, and you actually get more product across the 3 shades than you do in that one single lip gloss. So for $3 less, you're getting more product, and you get to try 2 additional shades, which to me just seems like a no-brainer. So while I was getting an additional 15% discount, I said screw it, and I threw this in my shopping cart. So while I'm sitting here with you guys, why not crack into this little package and do some swatching? So these are the 3 shades that come in this little Sunset Seduction Trio. They're definitely more pinky, a little more rosy than the other set, which I just pulled those out of my drawer so I can show you guys what they look like. So these are the Skin Show Nudes colors that I already have. These are my new ones. They're all definitely kind of more neutral tones, but they're all a little bit different, so don't judge me. So this first one here is called Love Potion. This one definitely looks like it will be almost more of like a sheer gloss with some sparkle. That is very pretty. That would probably look really nice over like a nudie lip liner. Then next, this one is Sunset Rose. This one's a little deeper, has a little more pigment. Oh yeah, that's a really pretty pinky gloss. That has very springy vibes to me. And then last is Flesh 6, which is the deepest. This is almost more of like a rosewood type color. Ooh, that is really pretty, actually. I feel like that one you could definitely wear on its own or over a lip liner. But yeah, all 3 of those shades are very pretty, and I love the Pat McGrath lip gloss formula. It's very shiny, it's comfortable, it's not sticky, they smell delicious. They just perform like you would expect a luxury lip gloss would perform, you know? So now I've got a whole little Pat McGrath mini lip gloss family. I don't need any more lip gloss for the rest of 2020, but it's one of those things that makes me happy, and they're at least minis, so I feel like I have a better likelihood of using them up than if they were all full-size glosses, so I'm happy with my purchase. No regrets. So this next product that I bought is also definitely a throwback. If you have been around for at least a year or so, you have probably heard me mention this in multiple videos. This has been on my wish list forever, and yet I just like never took the plunge. Like, I always talked myself out of buying this, But then I saw during the spring event that it was on sale, but it was out of stock. And then that kind of alarmed me because I was like, are they discontinuing this? Like, I know that they're not selling it in the stores anymore. I haven't been seeing as much from this brand at Sephora. So it caused me a little bit of panic. I had one of those moments where I was like, oh no, is this going to be gone and I'm never actually going to be able to buy it now? So when they restocked it, like post the sale, maybe like a week or two later, I immediately threw it into my shopping cart and I just bought it. It was still actually marked down, which is awesome. So I got this for $13 instead of $18. No, I didn't get the extra 15% off, but like I don't really care all that much. I am just excited to finally have this in my life. And that is the Touch in Sol Metalist Sparkling Foiled Pigment in Hollow Mulberry. Please leave a comment if you remember my talking about wanting to buy this product. Now, if you're a newer subscriber and you don't know the whole story about this product, I had originally discovered this kind of by happenstance. It had a few decent reviews online, but like nobody was talking about it. So I went to Sephora and I swatched the product and I absolutely fell in love with it. But at the time, I didn't want to spend too much money on eyeshadow products, so I only picked up one shade. I got the Sun Aurora version, and I do absolutely love this, but I did also really want this shade. I just talked myself out of buying it because I have so many eyeshadows and eyeshadow palettes that I was just like, you don't need it, you don't need to spend the money on it. But it was always in the back of my mind as something that I wanted to add to my collection because these are just like the most gorgeous eyeshadows or like eyeshadow toppers. They're technically pigments, but they're like lightly pressed, I would say. It's not totally loose. Obviously, I can turn it like this and it's not pouring out everywhere. It's kind of the texture of like the Tarte Chrome paints or those L'Oreal Infallible shadows. But this particular formula has just this insanely sparkly duochrome nature to it. It is unreal. It's so unbelievably gorgeous on the eyes. I just like, oh, I cannot. And unlike a traditional loose pigment, they're just a little less messy. They're easier to work with. I feel like they adhere to the eye pretty well all on their own, but you definitely can like amp them up even more if you apply it on top of a tacky base like a glitter glue. So this to me is just an incredibly gorgeous, incredibly underrated product. Like, if these are being discontinued, it will break my heart because it's an amazing formula. I don't know why more people aren't raving about these. They probably just don't know that they exist because Touch in Sol is not as popular of a brand. So let's finally swatch Hollow Mulberry here. I've swatched this in Sephora stores many a time, but not recently. Oh, just like, look at how beautiful, just like speechless. That's how I feel. Speechless. Just like the level of dimension in these shadows is incredible. They're not only sparkly, but just the way that the colors shift and the intensity that they bring, like they're so good. And really, when you think about it, they're $18 a piece. I got this for $13, which is similar to what you would pay for a eyeshadow from L'Oreal at the drugstore. And this will probably last me like a literal eternity. You just need a little bit to pat all over your lid. The packaging says it has a 2-year shelf life, but honestly, it probably would be fine for a lot longer than that because it's just a powder. So yeah, long story short, I'm very excited about having Hollow Mulberry in my collection. Now I just need to go ahead and like create a look with it. So let me know if you'd like to see that. Now, when I picked up that eyeshadow, I also decided to redeem 100 Sephora points for one of those little like perk bonus goodies. A lot of the times I feel like they're not worth it. I've got like 3,000 something points because I never spend mine, but this was a thing that I actually was curious about. So I decided to grab it. And that is the Bare Minerals Mineralist Hydra Smoothing Lipstick. So it looks like the shade they sent is called Honesty. And okay, first of all, this is absolutely freaking adorable. I love little mini lipsticks. I think they're so freaking cute. But I heard really great things about this formula, so I was just curious and wanted to give it a go. This looks like a very pretty color, a nice kind of springy pink. It's going on very creamy, and it definitely has like a little bit of a sheerness to it. Like you can build it up to be more opaque, but it doesn't have like an intense white base where it's going on super intense with color. It seems like it will be really comfortable and very like natural looking on the lips. Do you smell like anything? A little bit, like slightly fruity, but not over the top. So yeah, I feel pretty good about getting this with my points. I mean, let's be serious. Sephora points in general are kind of a joke compared to Ulta points. To have to spend $100 to get this for free is like a little bit insane, but obviously I've got them, so I might as well use them. And then I made one last purchase from Sephora like a week later. And this one is more of like a special exception, and actually it kind of comes along with some really cool news. So Sephora actually DM'd me on Instagram maybe like 3 or 4 weeks ago asking if I wanted to be a part of this new community that they were starting called their Skin Wins community, where you basically would have the opportunity to test some of their skincare products in exchange for posting on Instagram. And of course, I was naturally like, yes, sign me up, please. So we essentially got to pick from, I think, one of like 7 or 8 different skincare products for this round, and we'll be sharing our before and after pictures both on the Sephora community page on their website as well as on our personal Instagram pages. So I decided to opt for the Drunk Elephant A Passione Retinol Cream because this is a product I've honestly been really curious about for a very long time, but it's very expensive. So I was just a little hesitant to like drop the cash and actually pick it up. And this is basically a 1% retinol cream, and retinol is supposed to be great for helping to fight fine lines, wrinkles, and texture on the skin. It's essentially like a concentrated form of vitamin A that helps to speed up the process of your skin's cell turnover. Now, I have been on prescription strength retinol creams in the past, but it's been a while. So I was just really curious to see how my experience of this product would be in comparison to that. I believe the strength of my prescription was 3%, whereas this is 1%, so it should definitely be a little bit gentler. Part of the reason why I didn't continue with the retinol that I had been on before was that it was, I think, a little intense for me, and it caused a fair amount of dryness and peeling. So I'm pretty jazzed to actually give this guy a go and be able to let you guys know what I think of it and whether or not I think it's actually worth the money. And apparently it also comes with a little sample of the Be Hydra Intensive Hydration Serum, which I've never tried before, so that will be fun to give a go as well. So while I was placing the order for this guy, I did throw one other thing into my cart, and this again is another product that I've been curious about for a really long time. So while I had like a little bit of credit left to use towards my order, I figured like, what the heck? Might as well buy it. And that is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Blurring Powder Foundation. You guys know how I feel about powder foundation. We're besties. It's one of my favorites, especially in the summertime because I'm very oily. It's something that I find is really easy to throw in your bag to, use for touch-ups. And this particular product I had heard really good things about. So I wanted to know, for the sake of makeup science, like I need to know what the best powder foundation is, and I've only really tried a couple of formulas, so I feel like I needed to educate myself beyond my Bare Minerals Bare Pro and my Wander Beauty Wanderlust. It may have been a little bit of overkill to buy 2 powder foundations within a month of each other, but what can I say? The things I do in the name of YouTube. So this is what the compact looks like. It's actually like a pretty decent size, and it has like a nice weight to it as well. Makeup Forever definitely has a very like professional makeup artistry kind of feel to it. Inside you do have a mirror, and then you also have a little sponge here along with the actual product. Now this is interesting. So this sponge actually has like 2 different textures to it. It has a fuzzy side, and then it has almost like a beauty blender texture kind of side, which I think actually might work fairly well for applying the product. This is a nicer texture than the little applicator that came in the J-Cat compact, which, I would expect. This is $30-something. That's $14, so Not gonna fault JCat that much, but I know Kathleen Lights really likes this product and a few other people have raved about it, so let's give it a little touch. Ooh, it feels very, very creamy. Almost like you're touching a cream product even though you know it's a powder. And let's just see how that swatches. Ooh. Very nice, and looks like a pretty good shade match since that is blending like right into my wrist. I'm not gonna lie, I spent an embarrassing amount of time trying to decide what shade to buy because again, with all these stay-at-home orders, like you can't go to the store and swatch things and figure out what's the right shade for you. So I was studying like meticulously swatch photos, trying to figure out which shade I thought would actually work for my skin tone, and I landed on Y235. So we'll see once I actually put it on my face, but it seems like it should be a pretty good match. And then I got one last freebie with that Sephora purchase. I was able to use like a promo code and I got this little mini perfume from YSL, which I am very excited about because mini perfume bottles are just like the cutest thing ever. Oh my God, look at that. Is that not just so stinking adorable? So this is the YSL Mon Paris Intensiment fragrance. If you guys just watched my eyeshadow palette tag video, I roasted this YSL eyeshadow palette that was based off of the original YSL Mon Paris perfume. So this is making me chuckle a little bit on the inside, not gonna lie. Anyway, I think this is a newer version of that scent. It's supposed to be a little bit more intense, obviously a little bit more at nighttime. So let's give it a whirl. Ooh, yeah, that's very nice, but definitely like a nighttime scent. I'm just looking up the notes here. It says that this is a fruity floral, and the key notes are black currant, rose, and white musk. I definitely feel like I'm getting that little bit of fruitiness through it, but it has that like undertone of the musk that I think that's what's giving it the like nighttime vibes. Yeah, I would definitely wear this. I feel like I would want to be dressed up. Like this is something I would be wearing for a night out, for some kind of a special occasion. Like it definitely doesn't give me like t-shirt and jeans on the weekend vibes. So no, I probably wouldn't go out and like buy the full size of this because I don't think I would get enough use out of it to like justify having a 1 ounce plus bottle of this particular scent. But having the mini and getting it for free, like heck yeah, I'll take that. So moving along, the next order I placed was for Paula's Choice. And actually, this is the very first time that I'm going to be trying anything from Paula's Choice, which is surprising because I'm kind of a nut for skincare and they're really well known for having excellent skincare products. And honestly, I think the only reason it's taken me this long is that they're not sold at Sephora or Ulta. And I feel like basically up until very recently, I've always been a little weird about ordering directly from brand websites. Part of it is wanting to like capitalize on the reward systems of Sephora and Ulta. And also a lot of brand websites, like you have to spend a minimum amount to get free shipping or you have to pay for shipping and then that adds an extra $5 to $10 onto your purchase. So if you just want to order like one thing, it doesn't always feel like it makes sense, or it just, I don't know, it doesn't feel great to jack up the price of something by like 30% by paying $10 to ship it to you. So long story short, I just haven't really looked into buying something directly from Paula's Choice. But more recently, as I have been being a little bit more particular about my skincare routine, I've been trying to cut out a lot of products with fragrance. I've kind of been more interested in learning what they're all about because I know that they don't formulate their products with any kind of like essential oils or artificial fragrances. So I was able to take advantage of like a first time order promo that they had going on. So I got free shipping and then I think like 10 or 15% off my entire purchase. And this is what I decided to buy. I actually went with all minis instead of ordering any full-size products because I just figured that would be a lot less wasteful. That way I could see how I liked these products, see if they worked for me, and then if they do, I can go back and buy the full sizes. So I got 2 different BHA products. I've been really curious about adding a BHA to my skincare routine. BHA stands for beta hydroxy acid, which in these formulations, it's basically salicylic acid. It's a really teeny tiny molecule that gets into your pores and cleans all of the dirt and gunk out. And I've heard really good things about this guy right here, which is the 2% BHA liquid exfoliant. But when I was on the website, I saw that they also had this, which is the daily pore refining treatment, which is also a 2% BHA product. And some people said they preferred this to this guy, so I thought I would try them both and then see which one I liked better. Now, obviously, with my also using retinol right now, I'm probably gonna hold off on trying these for a bit just because I don't want to over exfoliate my skin. I'm already going to be getting a fair amount of exfoliation from the retinol, and retinol is something you kind of have to let your skin adjust to, so I'm gonna test this guy first, and then we'll come back to these guys. But I'm really hoping that one of these will work for me and will help to reduce skin texture and like sebaceous filaments that I have. I have really large pores and a lot of oiliness around my nose here, and I've heard that this type of product is supposed to be really good for that. And then I also saw this product, which looks like it's newer to Paula's Choice, so I was just curious and decided I would get a mini and try it out. This is the Probiotic Nutrient Moisturizer. I feel like I'm always on the hunt for like my perfect moisturizer. It's the one thing I feel like I have the hardest time nailing down in my skincare routine, because when you have oily skin, like you definitely still need to use a moisturizer, but some can end up making you greasy faster than others. So I feel like it's always a matter of finding that sweet spot of having enough moisture but not like too much. So we'll give this guy a go and see what I think of it. I like the idea of having probiotics in your skincare. Obviously, you do have good and bad bacteria that lives on your skin, so anything that will help to promote the growth and balancing of the good bacteria seems like a good thing to me, so I'll keep you guys posted. Then this next order, I already told you guys about back when I did my new in beauty video, sharing my thoughts on new beauty products that had recently launched. I had mentioned that I had placed an order at Zoeva, but it took a really long time to get to me. I feel like the time from when it left like the Zoeva warehouse in Germany to when it got to New York was not very long, but it sat in New York for like a week and a half to 2 weeks before it got picked up by USPS and then actually made its way to me. That's just the way things are right now. Everything is slower with processing of shipping, especially international shipments. So just know if you are going to order anything from Zoeva right now, might take a while to get to you. So I purchased the Authentic Skin Finishing Powder, which I was really excited to try because I really enjoyed their Authentic Skin Foundation. So this is what it looks like. Ooh, the packaging of this is absolutely beautiful. I love this like peachy nude color. And the component is plastic, but it has this little kind of like geometric detailing on it. So aesthetically, we're doing very well here. Let's take a look at the inside. So this has a net as its means of keeping the powder in place. Let's give it a little feel. Seems, very, very, very light, very soft. And I feel like this might impart like just like a teensy bit of coverage. So I'm really curious to try that. And actually I might do that now because I feel like I could use just like a little bit of powdering in my T-zone, but I want to show you the rest of my order first. So I got some more brushes. I was very pleased with my first set of Zoeva brushes, so I bought myself some more. And this one right here, actually, I got for free as part of the promotion when I bought the powder, which is part of the reason why I jumped on buying it in the first place. I just thought this was a really nice deal. So this is the 108 Face Finish Brush from their Rose Golden collection. This is absolutely beautiful. It was a $26 brush, so getting it for free seemed like a pretty sweet deal to me. So why don't we give this a little go and see what we think. Well, this brush definitely feels super, super nice. Like, I'm gonna enjoy this. The powder is definitely looking a little cakey, but that also could just be the fact that the BB cream that I was wearing was starting to break apart, so I don't really feel like it was looking its best before I went ahead and powdered it anyway. So yeah, verdict is definitely out on this. I'll have to use it on a fresh face of makeup, but I am certainly excited to have it on hand. So I got another Luxe crease brush because I liked the one that I had in the set that I bought so much. I wanted to have another. This is a beautiful blending brush for the crease. It comes to a really nice kind of like tapered point. It gives you a lot of precision. It picks up product beautifully. And this color variety, like, oh, the rose gold, super stunning. And then this guy just looked really cool. This is called the Luxe Powder Fusion brush. So this I just thought had a really interesting shape to it because it almost kind of looks like a highlighter brush, but you definitely could use it like in your crease, especially when you have eyes that are as big as mine. So I don't know, I just thought it looked interesting and I loved, again, like the tapered shape. This one has very soft bristles with a little bit more movement, so it would be perfect for, I feel like, applying highlight as well. So I just thought we'd give it a go. Now you'd think I'd have enough brushes, but no, I bought more. So it had been a while actually since I had bought anything from Sigma, so I decided to grab a few new eye brushes of theirs. I had been eyeing this set in particular for quite a while, so I was able to use a discount code and get it for a really good price. This is the Ultimate Blending Brush Set, and you get 6 eye brushes in here, and I'm pretty sure I didn't own any of these shapes, which is why I wanted to get this set in particular. I've been wanting to try this guy especially for a really long time. This is the E25 brush. This is supposed to be really, really good for applying color in like the outer corner and like wedging color into the deepest part of your crease because it's flat, but it also, again, has a lot of movement and is fluffy enough to blend. And then you also get the E27, which looks like it's kind of a similar shape, but a little bit smaller. And then you get the E38 brush, which looks like it's just a little bit fluffier than the E35. Do I have a clean E35 to show you guys? So I use this one today, so it's dirty, but I have like 3 of these E35 brushes and I use them all the time. So that just goes to show, like, I don't even have a clean one sitting here in front of me. But this is like my favorite blending brush from Sigma. So it looks like the E38 is similar, but like a little bit shorter than the E35. And then there's the E42 Precision Firm Blender, which looks like this would be perfect for like blending out shadow on the lower lash line. Seems like it's got some really nice movement to it. You've got the E33 Detail Diffused Crease. This one would be really nice for doing some shading in the outer corner. And then the E44 Firm Blender. So all these just looked really nice, really good for like detail blending work. And again, I don't have any of these, so I was really excited to try them. And then I bought one single individual brush because I love this guy and I wanted to have another one. This is my like favorite brush for applying loose pigments and like glittery shades. It is perfect, and it is the E55 eye shading brush. This little guy is just like the perfect shape. It's like not too big, so it's really great for packing shadows or pigments all over the lid. It picks up color really nicely. So this guy I use all the time, and I wanted to have another one on hand for when that one is dirty. So those are all the products that I hold that I have in front of me. The products that I don't have in front of me because they're taking forever to arrive are a few things that I ordered from M Cosmetics. So I decided to pick up the Divine Skies eyeshadow palette because I've heard so many people rave about it, and even though it's kind of a neutral palette, it looks like the kind of thing that would be perfect for every day. It's so aesthetically pleasing. Everything about it looks absolutely stunning, and apparently the formula is incredible, so I wanted to check it out. And then I also ordered the Heaven's Glow Magic Hour blush. That looks Oh, so stunning. And I know, I've bought so many new blushes lately, I feel a little bit insane about it, but I've had my eye on that one for months and months. It launched a while ago, and I feel like it just makes your skin look so ethereal. Like, all of the pictures I've seen of people wearing this blush look incredible, and I want to put it on my face. So I don't have those right now to show you guys, but they are coming. They are on the way. So yeah, that is everything that I've hauled recently. It's been a lot. I have got so much new makeup to play with. It's a little bit insane, but honestly, it's a good problem to have. I know I just did a makeup playtime, but if you guys would like to see like a getting ready with me and see me play with some of this other new stuff that I bought, leave a comment. Let me know, what are you most interested in hearing my thoughts on, so I can make sure I prioritize getting you a review. And if you've also recently indulged in some retail therapy, let me know what you've picked up. Have you bought anything you're really excited about? Anything you're really loving? Anything I should add to my wish list? Tell me about it in the comments. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm very excited to be able to like go ahead and put all this stuff away. It has been sitting in a pile on my table for like a week and a half, and I'm so ready to organize it all and put it all away. So I'm gonna go do that, but I hope you guys all are staying safe and staying well. I'm sending you all my love and positive vibes. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.